Hi there. It's January 20th, 2025, and I thought I'd make a kind of like a room tour video to show you guys, to share with you guys my collection and to maybe point out some new titles. And, it would also function also as a collection overview since I haven't done one in quite some time. So this is my movie room. Do a quick pan there. And I have, give or take, about 4,000 titles, HD titles. That's not including DVDs. I do not own any VHS. And this unit I purchased fairly recently. This is it's made of wood. I got it from Amazon for about 160 bucks. And the unit houses my box sets and some collectibles and even some TV shows, as you can see down there. But I'm not going to begin here. I'm going to just begin with my regular titles on this side here. And this is my 65-inch LG C1 OLED, where I watch all my movies. Down here is a couple of high-end players. That's the Oppo 203, and above that one is the Panasonic UB820. Down here, I've got the Star Trek Motion Picture Director's Edition box set. And next to that, Spirited Away. And I use a Denon receiver. Up here, I got some things, some movies that I've currently watching. This movie, with Sly there, and Jason Patrick from Speed 2 and The Lost Boys. These dudes, they're looking up there in age. The movie was not very good, to be honest. But I picked it up cheap. I'm currently revisiting Lost, and I'm also almost done with Blood Tracks. And Congo is next. So, this is shelf one. I have several of these shelves. These are from a company called Atlantic Max Steel. They call them Max Steel shelves. They're 12-tier shelves. I've got like 10 tiers or shelves on these because 12 is like the maximum. I guess this was also built for CD. So on this first shelf, I've got all my Arrow titles, starting with box sets, as you can see. Some nice collector's editions up there. And the Psycho Set House, and of course all of these great spaghetti western films collected here in great box sets. And I've organized the box sets by size, so the larger ones on top, and the sizes diminish as the shelves descend, as you can see. And here's some box sets with a similar kind of color tone there, and some Gialli. I got the J Horror box sets. Donnie Darko was one of my favorite Arrow releases, and all the chipboards. The chipboards are together, starting with the black cases. And more chipboards down there. And my regular, I guess call them Viva cases or Amores. I'm not sure what you call these, but these are slipless Viva Elite cases, and then some slips. I decided to group my Jolly titles together, as you can see there. And I've got my white window box editions together, followed by white slip-covered versions, and then off-white non-slip covered versions, and then white again. I guess I should rearrange that at some point to make them all uniform in color. This isn't exactly white, this is more like gray, but I think it still belongs in this section. And I've got some US horror titles, and then some Italian Italo trash, and some slashers, including my all-time favorite, The Mutilator. Down here, some steel books and more slip-covered versions. So yeah, I decided to group these into. I'm always reorganizing my stuff. This is the second time I've done my collection by label, but not entirely. This is just the Arrow collection, and then I have some room saved at down there at the bottom shelf for more editions, and my numbered titles begin down in this section here towards the end of the bottom shelf of the first shelf. All right, so as you can see, some nice editions down there, some imports, steelbooks and whatnot. All right, so that's shelf 1. And over here, I've got some steelbooks that are attached with magnets. Alien Covenant. And basically, it's just a magnet sheet that is adhesive on one side, and the magnets just, bam, just attach very nicely. Shout out to Steelbook Obsessed, Jake Boston, whom I discovered these from. And here's my City of the Living Dead tapestry from Cauldron Films. It's great. All right, so on shelf 2, I've got my 88 Films titles, starting with Flesh and Blood and American Ninja, Urban Legend, and then we have these great little hard boxes for Absurd and other Italian titles. Here's Anthropophagus, nice little hard box, and the rest are right. And then followed by slip covers. Some are 4K, some are Blu-ray. You won't find many DVDs in my collection. There will be a few titles here and there, but I am mostly not doing DVD for the most part, unless it's a film that's only available on DVD. All right, so, and here begins my A titles. See, so not everything is listed, is organized by labels. Only some labels I've got organized. If I have like 10 or more titles, with one exception, I'll make its own separate section on my shelves here. I have a lot of imports. I'm a big fan of media books. That's above the law. I imported this from South Korea. It's a Blu-ray. Nice little edition there. Steel books. This is being reissued on 4K, but this is Amadeus, but I don't think I'll be upgrading that. Got both Avatar films. They're good, not great, but I enjoyed them. And I've been grabbing some custom not steelbooks, but slipcovers for some titles, and I grabbed this one for Ad Astra. It's pretty nice, custom made. And here's the B section. Here's some box sets that I got from Blockbuster Box Sets. And here's one for Alita, Battle Angel. It's pretty cool. And the Batman 4 film collection. All right, and here's my Blue Underground section. I gotta find a spot for Ben-Hur. I got these cool little labels there. Shelf dividers. Blue Underground, my box sets, and here's some DVDs. Here's the Ghost Galleon. Here are the Blind Dead films on DVD. Here's another custom slipcover I had made for a Prowler. Pretty cool. It's Blu-ray. And the rest of my Blue Underground collection. And now we continue with the B titles. The B titles, there's nothing here that's alphabetical. Just to let you guys know, nothing is alphabetical. Everything is just random. B titles at random. Here's another DVD. Baby Sister from Scorpion. And down here. And so I got a Code Red section. And more Code Red titles and regular titles down there. Here's a Warner. Here's a Shout DVD. I guess they should go in my Shout section, but no, I'll leave it there for now. And bottom shelf, more standard or regular films. Okay, and this stuff. These are my limited editions. Let me just back up a little bit just to show a wide view. And as you can see, I've got the magnificent Never-Ending Story thing up on top. And I did buy this shelf specifically for Never-Ending Story. I could not pass this up. It's a childhood favorite of mine, and it's just a fantastic little showpiece that I picked up. It wasn't cheap, as you could imagine, but I simply had to have it. Next to that is my Lawrence of Arabia collector's edition Blu-ray set and my Godfather set. And I have some random stuff here. I got some media books. This does not belong there. Sorry about that. Here's Ben-Hur again. Lord of the Rings trilogy. Evil Dead. I'm a big fan of the Evil Dead series. These are the Film Vault titles. And The Fifth Element, Planet of the Apes, and Street Trash. One of my favorite media books there for Street Trash. And Ultraviolet series, Miami Vice, Blade Runner 2049, Back to the Future, Logan, and Blade Runner. Briefcase set, and Final Cut. Several steelbooks of the film, of the 82 film. Down here, my Reservoir Dogs box set from Germany that came with that. Cool little keychain. Night of the Living Dead, Columbia Classics. I've only got volumes 3 and 4 for now. And Gone with the Wind, Brain Dead, or Peter Jackson's Dead Alive. Here's some Scooby-Doo and some TV shows. Dark Knight trilogy. Yeah, cool little. I call these wall units. Most people today call them shelving units, or they have other names, bookshelves, whatever you call it. I call them a wall unit because I'm a Gen X, and I've always called them wall units. So there you go. And I have a couple of statues here. One of Dr. Freudstein from House by the Cemetery. And I've got a zombie Holocaust one down here. Pretty cool. All right, and this is my third, what I call standard shelves, beginning with Cauldron Films, small collection of Cauldron Films. Then we have Cosa Nostra from Radiance, some steel books. I picked this up from Amazon Japan. It's a great set, a great version of Cinema Paradiso from Japan there. It's got the 4K version of the theatrical cut and Blu-ray of the longer cut, and a Creepshow anthology, media book set, and The Conversation. Here, some collectibles, some imports, steelbooks, another Blockbuster box set edition, Commando, pretty cool. Here is my Canadian International Picture section, a small section, and my Criterions, beginning with the Agnes Varda set. I have quite a large Criterion library, as you can see. Yep, quite a few titles there from Criterion, lots of box sets and cool editions. And here begins my D section. It begins in a big way with Dirty Harry, and then the Die Gothic set from Radiance. Right. And again, these are in no particular order. They are not in alphabetical order. They're just D titles at random. And continuing on here. There. Here's my Dark Force Entertainment section, which is not very big, just a few titles down there. Okay, and shelf number 4. Some E titles there. Here I had this Evil Dead set up on that shelf there, but I took it down, and put it next to my Book of the Dead replica there. No movies here. It's just a replica of the book in the film. Pretty cool. All right, so continuing here, the Exorcist Bible edition, and also this regular edition from these are UK imports. You can see This is a great edition of Escape from New York with that artwork. I think this is from Germany, if I'm not mistaken. Right, and got a small Eureka section. And media books. More, again, I love media books. These are the Faces of Death series. Right, and steel books. Here is my short Fun City editions section. Right, and Fright Night and whatnot. Fright Night. More standard stuff. Sorry about the glare there. Ghostbusters, Godzilla. Here's my grindhouse section here, small. And yeah, so I'm a big fan of steel books. I love media books. Once again, I import a lot of stuff. I always go for the pretty box sets, the pretty packaging. Pretty packaging will always attract me. And you know, I scour the whole world pretty much looking for the nicest looking editions. And that sometimes takes me to Australia, that takes me to Germany. Here's another Blockbuster box set edition for the Indiana Jones series. These are just slipcases. He sells just the slipcases, but they're great. And more box sets. And down here, oh, here's my indicator. I'm sorry, my imprint. Here's the eyes, and I have an imprint section there. I've imported some, and I've gotten most of these from Orbit or Atomic DVD in the States. And it continues down here at the bottom shelf of shelf 4, and then you have the big box sets. Normally I'd put the big box sets ahead of the small slipcase editions, but I couldn't do that here because of the way that, you know, I'd rather showcase my best stuff on top, so I couldn't do it the way I wanted to, so I had to do it this way. Just put these big box sets down here, and the rest of the stuff up on this top shelf of shelf 5. All of these would have been on that bottom shelf, and I just didn't want to put them down in the bottom, but they look great right here, showcased next to each other. All right, and here are some like lenticular versions. Substitute collection, Wolf Creek and the Never-Ending Story, which I took out of the big box set. Cool looking set there. All right, and here's my indicator section. Let me just turn this off a little bit. I don't want it to glare too bright. So here's my indicator library, beginning with the box sets, of course. And then the smaller box sets, rigid hard boxes, and then the smallest rigid hard boxes. There you go. A lot of Gene Roland here. Looking forward to Thirst coming soon from Indicator. And here we have the regular Blu-ray editions in the Viva Elites. Right. And here's my Jaws collection, James Bond section. All right, and here we've got my Kino library, starting with the slipcovers. So, I thought this looked quite nice, lined up together like this on the shelf. Here I've got a little bit of a little different thing here that I did. These are not Kino. This is Vinegar Syndrome. This is Death Wish 2. Death Wish 3 from Scorpion Releasing. This is Vinegar Syndrome, and this is Kino. So Death Wish 4 and 5 are Kino. Death Wish 1 is Kino. But these two, I wanted to put together because it's a series of films. It's a franchise, so I thought they would look nice together that way. All right. And down there, the non-slip covered versions. Again, these are not in alphabetical. This I have to fix because I do want these alphabetical, and they're not. So it's gonna drive me crazy looking for movies if they're not A to Z. And this was shelf 6. Over here, I've got some TV shows. Now, not all of them. I have some in the closet. I don't have the space to showcase everything. So yeah, here's my TV section here in this small shelf. Outer Limits and a whole bunch of great stuff. Cartoons and Westworld and X-Files and all kinds of good stuff on this small shelf here. On to shelf 7. The Kinos continue, as you can see. And this section here these are Kino Redemption titles. So not quite Kino, but they're all under the same umbrella. So I think they go together. And I like that the spines have different font. And these are Scorpion titles that were distributed by Kino. So I thought these should go together. As you can see, these are from Scorpion. Actually, this one is MGM. This one's MGM, but it's distributed by Kino, so they go here in the Kino section. See, this one's Scorpion, so it's from different studios. Scorpion via Kino. Here is an MGM title, back when Fox used to distribute them. Shadows in an Empty Room. This is also MGM. I thought most were Scorpion. This one is also MGM. I guess they're mostly MGM. Okay, so here is the K section. I've got a spot here for my Kill Bill steel books that are coming soon. Coming soon from Lionsgate Limited. Several versions of King Kong. Warren Media books, box sets. Treasured Films. This is a Startup UK label. This is The Last Hunter. I also have Dawn of the Mummy and one other one. Okay. And there. Of course, my Mondo Macabro library. Takes up an entire shelf. This is a Lord of the Rings kind of a Lord of the Rings ring replica. It's pretty cool. here's my Mad Max shrine down here. Next to that is my MVD area. MVD slipcovers. Pretty cool artwork on many of these. And then I have a Mill Creek section separated by this thing here. These are all Mill Creek's slipcovers. And here, move that aside, is my M titles. And down here, bottom shelf of the shelf 7, more stuff, and my N's. N's as in Nancy. It's not easy making these videos and having to bend down so low. Here's my O's. Shelf 8, I think. My Paramount Presents area. And a couple of media books of Papaya, Love Goddess of the Cannibals. I love this film. Can't show that. And this is a new restoration of the film from Shameless in the UK. Like my one and only Curzon title, Paris, Texas. And here's my Phantasm shrine, beginning with the original Well Go box set that they released. I have a media book of the first one in 4K and a media book of part 4 on Blu-ray. Yeah. Prophecy, pretty crazy looking media book, and a media book of Poltergeist 3. If I can get it out, which I can't. And more stuff here. More awesome movies. More steel books. More Blockbuster box set slipcases. Here's a UK import of the Police Academy series. Another UK edition. Here's Pet Cemetery. This is called The Philosophy of a Knife, some kind of crazy Russian documentary thing about World War II. And some Apes films. Right. DVD of Prom Night 2. I don't know if this is ever going to be released on Blu-ray. It doesn't look likely. A small Q section. And the R's. Rambo there. Several media books of Return of the Living Dead 3. As you can see, I'm a big fan of this film. More media books. This is shelf 8 we're doing here. Here's my, I'd hate to say that, the Raro. I think it just sounds so funny. Raro. Here's my Raro video collection. It's very small, but to me significant. And ours, and here's my Synapse side with, again, a short collection of titles. I don't have a whole lot of Synapse. And here's my Star Trek shrine. In addition to that, down here is more. Oh, my Scorpion section. That's my Scorpion section, beginning with the slip covers and the non-slip covers. Yeah. And here's my Star Wars side. Saw X. Here's the Sting, Sherlock Holmes, and at the bottom there, more standard stuff. Okay. I'm also into collecting old tech. So I picked this up from eBay. This is a Super VHS camcorder. I believe it's a They made consumer versions of these, but I think this one's a professional camera, judging by the build quality and all the buttons there. So yeah, I'm into collecting this stuff, this old tech, huge, early camcorder. All right, and I've got my 2001 Space Odyssey monolith there. Up here, I've got some Criterions. Got the Showa era Godzilla set, which is only displayable here in this shelf, on the top shelf. The only spot I can show this off. And yeah, it looks quite nice. And next to that is my Ingmar Bergman cinema section. And here, it's got the Beyond Terror, films of Lucio Fulci, and my vinyls. Gates of Hell poster. More vinyl. And here I've got the Wonder Years locker. And Lost. The show Lost. Here's shelf 9, starting with an umbrella section. Umbrella 1, because I also have umbrella section down here, which I call umbrella standard. These are the standard sets, the standard slip covers and sets that are not big box sets. So that's the bottom shelf of shelf 10. So yeah, we've got some umbrella box sets, beginning with the Razorback up there. Dead and Driving, them, a whole lot of good stuff from these guys. These guys do great work. This is not umbrella, this is 101 Films, but it's the only spot I can stick this one in. Snowpiercer, I have a Snowpiercer Steelbook Blu-ray from South Korea, and I also have, actually, let me move my 4K Steelbook next to that. That's the Amazon exclusive for Snowpiercer. Great film. Here's A Star Is Born, a nice addition to that. A film I enjoyed very much. Right. Of course, 7. What collection would be complete without my collection would not be complete without 7. All right, and here are some more blockbuster box sets, slipcases for the Scream series, up to 6. Sicario 1 and 2, 7 Samurai from BFI, and the Superman set. And here is my second sight. Dawn of the Dead, Drive, lots of great additions from Second Sight. I just pre-ordered their Scanners set as well as the Brood. Those are coming in April, I believe. And here's my Severin library, beginning with the Christopher Lee box set. And of course, more Danza Macabra, and one of my favorites, the Kathy's Curse non-working slipcover edition. The eyes did light up in the beginning, but now they don't even light up at all. So that's kind of disappointing. But I did order a spare slipcase. Hopefully those work, and if those light up, I'm gonna keep those on. So here's the rest of my Severin lineup. And more down here, beginning with the slipcovers and ending up with the standard case. Now I also had some custom slips made for some of these, like Kathy's Curse there. And I just love I love these custom slip covers because they just they separate them from the everybody else, right? So here's more standard editions from Severn, and some Severn DVDs that have yet to make it to Blu-ray, and my Shout Factory lineup, beginning with some standard. Right, and that's Shout Factory, and this is shelf 10. Here are some Shout Factory DVDs, some box sets, and smaller box sets, and then you have the slip cases or slip cover versions. Many are blue, most are Blu-ray, some are 4Ks. And some are in these custom, like in these different packaging, like media books. This is a German import, but the Shout Factory Blu-ray is inside. Same thing with Ambulance and Cobra. So those are the slips. Here are some more custom slips I had made. The Fly and the Fly 2. Here's Delta Force, the Evil, Hell Knight, Twice Dead, Killer Party, Legend of Hell House, Final Terror, He Knows You're Alone, and Time Walker. And of course, a blockbuster box set of The Fog with the steelbook inside. And the remainder of my Shout collection are Shout Select. Many are Blu-ray, some are 4K. These are my Shout steelbooks and standard Shout Select, and then other just regular Blu-ray titles. Right. Halloween section and my Friday the 13th section, all box sets. And now we have Salem's Lot down there with some media book versions of the first and second films. Here's my Twilight Time collection, and standard T titles, starting with Taxi Driver down there, and then Total Recall. My Terminator Shrine here. Some box sets down here. Standard titles. And here, and then there's a Vestron section. I don't have them all. I'm missing two of these, and one I don't have displayed. That's Earth Girls Are Easy. I don't think that deserves a spot on my. I still have a copy somewhere, but I don't think it deserves a spot on my shelf. And I don't have Gothic. I think that's number 8. And as I mentioned earlier, my other umbrella section of just standard slipcovers, and one box set there. And the U's, some U titles, and my V section down there. And let's go over to shelf 11, which is my final shelf. And on shelf 11 I have all my Vinegar Syndrome stuff, beginning with the 4 cinematograph editions, and then I've got some VSUs, VSAs I think they're called. Congo I'm currently watching. So yes, and then I have some standard box sets. Again, I'm going here by size of the box sets, or rather by height. Not necessarily by how big the box sets are, but how tall they are. So these are going by height. And next in line are these guys. And of course, what I call my general population titles. A mix of slipcovers and hard boxes. And some collections like the Camille Keaton. This is a Film Arena edition of the thing, but I took the steelbook out because I wasn't a fan of this kind of artwork for the thing, so I took the steelbook out and put it somewhere else. I'm also currently watching Blood Tracks, which is why that's out like that. And here's more box sets, more rigid cases. Some good shit here. This is my Forgotten Jolly. I've got all 7 volumes. They look great together, if I may say so. And more stuff, more Vinegar Syndrome goodness. Here's the Keep. Here. And continuing there. And there. And here are some box sets. Here's the Wicker Man, the Studio Canal, big expensive box set version of the Wicker Man. Next to that is Play on Pictures Waterworld with the 4K edition of the Ulysses cut, which I love. Here's a version of Unforgiven from a company called Media Club, I think. A UHD Club. As you can see, it's still sealed. Here are my Warner Archive titles, beginning with some DVDs. And the rest are Blu-rays, of course. Not a whole lot, but I'd say, you know, enough to have their own section, I think. And my W section with some media books. Here's another custom slip. This one's for Witchboard, if I can get it out. Custom slip for Witchboard. And I got a media book of third film on DVD. Wizard of Oz. And down to the last shelf, that's Willow down there. And some DVDs, more Blu-rays. Here's the BFI Wedges of Fear. Wrong Turn media books. Some stuff from South Korea. Extra and X-Men and my X, Y's, and Z's. So there you have it. That's my room tour video right there. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for joining me throughout this video. Hopefully it wasn't too long or too boring. I would appreciate any comments you may have. Please feel free to tell me what you thought of my collection, and if you have any ideas, if you have any questions, feel free to ask them. I'm here for you guys. I love this community, and always glad to share my stuff with you guys. And I'll see you next time. Thank you.